This is Russ from Global Skywatch, and this is the meeting for January 14th, 2012 of the conference call. Tonight's going to be real short, but we are going to record these calls from now on to make sure that they're available for people who can't join us. If you want to see the agenda that we usually cover, tonight is going to be short, but if you want to see the agenda for every upcoming meeting and during the meeting, you can go to globalskywatch.com/go, G-O. It's globalskywatch.com/go. Tonight's going to be real short. The main things that I want to bring up, anyone who wants to go look at the agenda, I won't cover everything I cover each week because it's all there for everyone to see, and I want to save everybody time. The main thing that I want to mention on the recorded part of this call is that the Geoengineering Awareness Program is off to a jogging start. Not running, but jogging, and it's a decent start. We are getting the signs ordered within the next day or two. We've had a couple delays because I've had computer setbacks. We have a server that's going down, and I switched over, upgrading my computer, so it's been a really long, tedious weekend. If anybody's ever up Windows computers before, they know what it's like. But anyway, so we're getting all the orders together, and we have a couple people outside the United States who are also ordering, and more than a couple actually, so we're making arrangements to get their payments in. But anyway, for anyone who wants to be a part of the Geoengineering Awareness Program, we're starting it off with yard signs. You put a yard sign in your front yard. It's a little 18 by 24 sign that just says Geoengineering, has a dark background. It says geoengineering.com actually. And it has a picture of a jet with a chemtrail behind it. And the idea is to set up an association between that trail behind the jet and geoengineering and associate that with a website. So hopefully when these people see this sign or see a couple signs or eventually a sign and a bumper sticker or whatever else we can get together, they'll go to the website. The website's designed to be a very condensed, simple to navigate. It's going to have something like, or has something like 8 pages. It's almost done already. And it just gives them an introduction, and it has what in the world are they spraying on it and why in the world are they spraying on it. And it's going to have links to probably about 10 of the leading geoengineering, chemtrail related websites, so they can go there and get more information. Anybody who is online tonight or who hears this recording, this is on Monday night at 8:30 is when we have our phone conferences. If you hear this within the next day or two and you decide you want to sign, go ahead and contact me, and we'll see if we can squeeze your order in at the last minute. We're actually going to be putting our printer order in then probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really crammed day, so if it doesn't come together, it may be as late as Wednesday, but within the next couple days we should have that order actually going to the printer. The way you contact me is with my email address is admin, ADMIN, at globalskywatch.com, and we'll get your order in. Excuse me for just a second. I'm going to mute everybody on the phone so we can have a quick. Okay, this should make the recording a little bit cleaner. If anybody needs to speak while I'm speaking, I'm going to be real short here, but if you do need to bring something up, press *6, I believe it is, on the phone, and I'll get a notification, and then I'll unmute your phone for you. Let's see what else. Okay, the Geoengineering. I just lost my screen here. Hold on just a second. I'm getting our computers situated. Okay. All right. The Geoengineering program. Please order your sign soon if you want to. Our conferences from now on will be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they will be recorded, and they'll be posted on the same website I mentioned earlier, globalskywatch.com/go. Let's see. I'm trying hard to get to have a invite your friend day, where I'm going to try to have 2 or 3 very knowledgeable guests or scientists on, where you can invite your non-educated or non-believing chemtrail buddy, so that they can ask questions or get their questions answered or hear some good information about this to back it up. So hopefully in the next week or two, we're going to make that happen. And that will be recorded too, so you can just have them listen to the conference as well. Let me just check the agenda here real quick, see if there's anything else. Pressing. Tonight's a real short night. Been a lot going on here. We have our hands full processing these orders and trying to stay organized with everything so everything gets done properly. So there's not a lot else on the agenda for tonight. So let me just, what I'll do is I'm going to divide this this call into two parts. I'll go ahead and unmute everybody, and then if anybody wants to have recorded conversation, things you want to bring up that you want people to hear, you'll be able to do that in just a few seconds. And then I will turn the recording off, and then you can all have private conversation afterward that won't be recorded as part of the call. That's really all that I have to talk about this week. So let me open it up, and if anyone wants to bring anything up to be part of this recording for this week, go ahead in just a sec. Okay, everybody's live, so if you have anything you want to bring up in the recorded part of this call, please go ahead.
Russ, how many people do we have online?
Right now we have 7.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our very first phone call, we had over 50 people. In fact, some people got cut off and couldn't get back on for a while because we went over our quota. So it was an amazing start. But I really hope that two things. First of all, some of these guests that we have soon will help entice people to participate, and also people will be able to hear the recordings indefinitely for months or years to come. So hopefully that will help out a lot.
So 50 is the maximum number of attendees we could have here?
This particular system, that was on the previous system, and we overloaded, or went over quota on that system. So we went to a new system here, and this allows up to 1,000 callers at the same time.
Okay, because I was just imagining if you had some lightweight name like Michael Murphy coming on, that we might be loaded up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would love that to happen, because if that happens, then I will work on bridging this system together with a website. I'd love to do this because I have an IT background. What I'd like to do is set up a system where we can stream live from the internet, so you can either call in or you can listen through like Flash video player, kind of like you're watching a YouTube video. So I'd like to, once we get enough participation, I'd like to hook it up like that so we can accommodate over 1,000 people. But this is just in the beginning stages, so I'm happy with what we're doing. And usually we have more than 7, but I know tonight we switched the time, and it's the middle of the month. I didn't expect there to be a big crowd tonight, but it's all right. We're part of the idea of this whole thing is to coordinate ourselves, coordinate our work and our communication and stuff like that. All right. Is there anyone else who wants to talk on the recorded portion of this call?
I'm busy.
Okay. I guess that's a no. So what I will do then is just remind everybody who listens to this recording, please participate in the End Geoengineering program. Get a sign in your front yard. We'll eventually, as long as this is successful, I'd like to have bumper stickers and thumb drives and pens and all kinds of other things so that this message is everywhere. Because the truth is, as we were saying before this recording started, is the vast majority of the public doesn't even know about this. When I go and talk to strangers about this, virtually nobody knows about it. And it's just astonishing. We have to get the word out. We talk among ourselves, but we have to get the word out, and that's part of what the End Geoengineering program is all about. I'm going to shut off the recording, and let's just chat.
Can you leave the recording on just for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone, well, the reason I'm going with the recorder on is because you mentioned that this conversation can be brought back to life by somebody on the internet, on your website. So it may be heard by others, and all I want to do is just reiterate what I said earlier, is that one of the best ways, I think, to get the word out for anybody that listens to this and hasn't already done it is to get a local newspaper, get together with your local newspaper, talk to somebody, and see if they won't let you do a letter to the editor about geoengineering. Because, well, you look at, papers do go out, quite a big circulation, and it's important in our small town, this little paper. And I don't know how the rest of the world's working for newspapers, but they still exist here, and everybody reads them here. So I just think that would be a good idea. If anybody, it didn't cost me anything. I did it as a letter to the editor, and it was accepted for publication. And so I did get the seed planted. Go ahead, Russ.
Any tips for writing? How should you write that? How do you? What kind of style do you use? Who do you send it to? All those kinds of things.
Well, I just wrote like a full page, and I didn't come on like gangbusters. I just said my wife and I noticed that there was these lines in the sky, and that she had called Edwards Air Force Base, which I've talked about with you before, asking what they were, and then I let the story unfold from there. Like very innocently looking at lines in the sky, trying to find out what the heck those were. That we found out this, and that, and the other, and next thing we knew, we were involved with trying to stop chemtrails, and that they do affect people's health, and that you might want to pay attention because your health's involved too. And I did get, about 3 weeks after I did my little article, I did get one person saying, oh, that's just a bunch of conspiracy theory that, that goes back many years and blah, blah, blah. But I only had one. In fact, I had city councilmen, county commissioners came to me and asked for the Michael's movies. And so it didn't cost me anything, and I got the word out to a lot of people. And, it's that notion, you take a penny and you keep doubling it, next thing you know, you're a millionaire within a month. So
Exactly. That's great. And that's the whole idea I have behind the geoengineering program, too, is that if we just, keep notifying 2 people here, 2 people there, we get more signs out there, they put some signs up, notify, it could be huge. It could be monumental. It could be the biggest, publicity campaign in the history of the world if enough of us get involved. I like to think big, but we'll see what happens. But do you want to? Now, you also left your testimonial about what happened to you when you called Edwards Air Force Base, and we have it posted up on the Global Skywatch website. Do you want to state your first name, and I will direct people to your story?
Yeah, my name is Mark.
All right, and you can see Mark's a recording that we had, a conversation recorded that we had with Mark, where he talks about when he called Edwards Air Force Base. If you go to the globalskywatch.com website and then up in the clickable green menu at the top, look for personal chemtrail stories, and you'll see Mark's story there, and you can listen to what happened when he called in Edwards Air Force Base. Also, Mark is talking about things you can do to be involved. I'd like to also direct people to, when you go to the globalskywatch.com website, there's also a link at the top in the green menu area, how to get involved, and there is a very long list of things, of ideas you can do, from putting a signature on forums to putting a signature in email, to doing petitions, contacting local government agency, posting business cards, creating flyers, posters, graphics, doing graphics design. There's a ton of things that you can do. Whatever skill you have, you can utilize that to help get the word out. So please visit that link, how to get involved, at the top of the Global Skywatch website to get some ideas. Anyone else want to talk while the recording is on?
Russ, it's Noelle. I just have a question. Once we get our signs, is it possible for us then to go and duplicate them here so we can put more out?
Absolutely. If anyone wants to duplicate them, yeah, I'm all for that. Let's
okay with that then? All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love it. Yeah, I can't tell you how much I would love that. I've already talked to someone in, I think it was England, who wants to bring it, has at least talked about bringing it to a local printer and seeing. The only thing is that I don't have any artwork for it, but if they can use the sign itself as the artwork, if they have a large bed scanner, they might use that,
That's what I was thinking. When I get mine, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, we're trying to source. I had somebody approach me where we can shave a few dollars off the price. But this round, of course, I'm not going to be able to do that this round because we'd have to redo the artwork. It would set us back a couple weeks, and I have to pay through someone else because it's not a commercial printer. It's through a industrial printer, so they have different requirements, so it's kind of a big deal, and it's very time consuming to get that all coordinated. But if we do get enough people interested in ordering, then I will make arrangements to try to shave a few dollars off, and I will certainly share whatever resources where we buy boxes to ship, best prices. You know, my business partner has done all of our shipping for our business for over a decade, so she knows everything about printing, shipping. So we can help anyone else who wants to print and ship these things with all the details of packaging and printing UPS labels and whatever you've got to do. So absolutely. All right. Anybody else on the recorded session of this call want to speak up? Okay, that's it. Next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have another call. Hopefully, we will have some guests on. I will send out a big email blast if that is going to be, or at least when we're going to have the Invite Your Friend night, and a couple special guests that I'm working on lining up too. So, good night to everybody in this recording. I will stick on afterward to chat with everybody for a few minutes. So here we go, and until next week.